Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was a number of items. Mr. BB, there's a number of items. So I'm gonna take it slow. What BB? Can I please work? The first point is learn to put your foot down and also expect reciprocity, because learning to put your foot down teaches people your boundaries, and we have to have that in order to feel like a well-respected, decent member of society. And also, when you learn to put your foot down, it allows for people to know that you respect yourself. When you don't put your foot down, it allows people to trample all over you, and you know what that can lead to. You know, people that love to take will never stop taking, okay? So you have to learn to put your foot down, because you never know the type of person that you're dealing with. And in this world, there are... So again, it's your girl, the Yoga Goddess Chaotic, and I specialize in solutions, and I'm the Sour Patch Kid, aka, as well as your confidence curator, okay? And again, I specialize in solutions. Period. We don't complain over here. We specialize in solutions. We look for several different options, and we go with the ones that best works for us. Okay? Okay, that was a brief intermission right there. And, yeah, so sometimes you have to lay your hair down a little bit, you know, take the crown off a little bit, you know. Yeah. Okay, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today was a number of items. Mr. BB, there's a number of items. So I'm going to take it slow. What, BB, can I please work? The first point is learn to put your foot down and also expect reciprocity, because learning to put your foot down teaches people your boundaries, and we have to have that in order to feel like a well-respected, decent member of society. And also, when you learn to put your foot down, it allows for people to know that you respect yourself. When you don't put your foot down, it allows people to trample all over you, and you know what that can lead to. You know, people that love to take will never stop taking, okay? So you have to learn to put your foot down, because you never know the type of person that you're dealing with. And in this world, there are a wide variety of different types of people, but I like to categorize them into two main types, okay? I mean, my book, The Pick Me Awareness Hotline Rehab Recovery Center, you can pick it up on Amazon or my website, the-goddessuniverse.com. But for these notes, I'll go ahead and put them into two categories, okay? So for the purposes of this conversation, the two categories are basically going to be those that have embedded patriarchy mentality and those that do not have embedded patriarchy mentality, like innately. Some of us were born without having, with knowing to question things that were just off, like innately by human nature, okay? And some of us just take in what we receive and just accept it as fact, or for the most part, you don't want to, you know, trouble any kind of waters, even if you feel things are off. Kind of like this thing I learned when I was going through my MBA program. So I often will tie in business concepts, IT, technology, science, STEM, you know, concepts to make any point I'm going to grasp from every area that I have come in contact with in life, so that, because you never know who's watching you and who is learning from you, being inspired by you, motivated by you. And because I have such a vast array of resources to pull from when it comes to explaining certain terminologies, concepts, it's, you know, I just wanted to make you aware of that. But a lot of the time, because I do have my Master's of Business Administration, as well as my Master of Homeland Security, as well as my Certified Information System Auditor license, which, whatever, doesn't really matter. You'll read my book and you'll understand why it doesn't really matter. But it does allow me to pull from a bunch of different, you know, places, okay? Those with embedded patriarchy that don't question anything, or, you know, they just accept things for what it is that they're being told, those are the type of people that can't wait to have someone under their thumb. Those are the type of people, if you're familiar with, like, I don't know, Nigerian boarding schools like SS1, SS2, SS3, senior house boys, senior house girls, you get to basically not dictate, but you get to, you know, have juniors that have to listen to you. Or in a fraternity or a sorority, I'm sure, there are different senior members of that sorority or fraternity, and they get to be in charge after, for the next rush or whatever the case may be. So I'm not necessarily saying that those are prime examples of what I'm discussing, but they could be. Okay. Even in the education system, it's all embedded, but we'll take our time and diving into those types of concepts and topics. And right now I'm still getting to know you guys, okay, and trying to see, like, how I'm going to deliver some of these messages, because they're so complex. They're simple, like me. The Your God is chaotic. I'm so complex. I'm simple. I'm too I'm too well rounded to fit in a box, baby. Okay, period. Too well rounded to fit in a box. So complex. I'm simple, and because of that, like, there are certain things that are so profound that they are simple. You see what I'm saying? And you have to have the rationale and the right mentality to be able to put it together. And that's the difference between maybe someone that's drawn to my channel, like you, and someone that may not be drawn to my channel, just for an example. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get a community of like-minded young ladies, and even if you're older than me, you know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of trying to help the next generation of women, young ladies, you know what I'm saying? So that their standards will be high as hell, you know what I'm saying? And that it'll be less, they'll be way more aware of their safety, security, protection, and all of that into the near future. So basically having them have a better forward-thinking mentality and having more options and being knowledgeable about those options, being aware of a lot of different things as well as themselves. Okay? So as I was saying before, it goes into, like, maybe potentially fraternities, sororities, the education system, family structure, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's all about deflection. It's a big deflection. The patriarchy is a big deflection, okay? And I'll go further into that, but that might be a whole separate video. But if you want it, please comment down below, because that might be a whole deep dive, okay? Or definitely deserves its own video, okay? Period. And I only really say that because men do not like to face other men. Men are often afraid of other men, okay? So the deflection is often put on the woman. So no men do not want to go against another man. So guess what? The easiest scapegoat is the woman. So go against the woman, deflect the issue on the woman, okay? That's been the whole thing. But like I said, I'll go more into that if you all, let me know. You comment, you subscribe, blah, 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 whatever. The YouTube-y things, okay? All of that. Another point I want to make is that it takes time for people to realize a truth that's being told to them. It takes time for them to realize it and, consume it and start putting it into practice, analyzing how it may have affected them, the truth. There's a lot of truths, but there's a lot of universal truths that we can all know, like, right now. And then, I'm sure there's individual truths within your own units that you can, go deeper into, And learning actual truths, the actual truths coming to light and all of that is very beneficial, because now we get to, like, it's like a transformation. Just like when we're coming out of after civil, the civil, I wouldn't say civil war or whatever, but after the civil rights movement era, it was a whole transformation. After, Juneteenth and that time frame, it was it's a whole nother world after that time frame of Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, and thus and such, after Juneteenth and that whole time frame, if you know what I'm saying, this is YouTube or whatever platform it is, and I don't want to just, I'm already covering a bunch of controversial topics, okay, that triggers both men and women, so hence why the support is slowly building, because I'm not pandering to no particular group of people. However, I am for women empowerment, no matter what type of woman, whether it's a hoe or a housewife, whatever, okay? I'm for all women, because we have to survive in this patriarchy. So do what you got to do, sis, to survive in this patriarchy. I'm for it. I'm with it. As long as it's not harming children, period. Okay? So anyways, yeah. So I'm all for women. And so like me,